Tora just called me like half an hour ago, and Tora. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
you're
Tora,
doing good.
thank you. Just called me like half an hour ago. He thought I was the stage manager, so he was like, "Oh, could you get some sweets and candy for Nanna?" So I actually brought some from the press area. Yes, it's like just they're kind of smushy,
so nice.
but there you go.
Thank
it's
you so
just
much.
A brownie and the cake and the thingy.
Try that. Is that a lemon thing?
I don't know. I haven't tried that one. But
Thank you.
There you go. So you have your sweets.
That's good. I really need something sweet before I go on the stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm an addict with candy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite candy? I have to know.
Wine gums.
Wine gum?
Yeah, like gummy bears.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like also really salty licorice. We eat that in Denmark. I don't think in the rest of the world you don't really like it. It's very salty.
What's it called?
Licorice.
Yeah, yes, but in Danish.
Piratas.
Piratas.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. That's adorable. You've been here before, a couple of years ago, I think, right, at Bock?
I love being in Portugal. I think ever since the first time I was here, this is my fourth time coming. People have been so friendly, and I've always felt really welcome here. And now it's actually one of the few places that I go to that I spend a little bit of time, because usually you just play a show and then you leave the next day. But here I've actually, every time I've been here, I've stayed a few days and just like wandered around in Basha. Is that what you say?
Yeah, Basha, yeah.
Yeah, and I just really like it here. I'm actually finishing my record here in Portugal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. With any local names or something, or just just your people?
Well, I'm actually friends with David Fonseca.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good friend of mine because we met in America a few years ago.
Really? South by?
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, cool.
But I'm not collaborating with any Portuguese artists. I'm just I've rented a house and then I'm gonna do all my vocals there. I like to do vocals where like some places that mean something to me. It's a very special album. I produced it myself in my flat in Brooklyn, like I did when I started out making music in my bedroom. And I wanted to go back to that and just be really unorthodox with it and just not follow any ideas of what is right or fancy, you know, because as a musician there's so many expensive instruments and gear and fancy studios and famous producers, but you can really do it yourself if you just have a vision for it and an idea. So I've just recorded a lot back in my own apartment, and there's some really intimate songs and really personal songs, and I can't wait to get it out. I released Wishbone just a year ago, and already now I want to finish this one up and release it hopefully before the end of the year. I've just had a lot on my mind, and I want to get it out and like don't want to wait too long.
So it's just like something that happens really naturally then for you, like you just write and stuff and you want to put stuff out. Is that just it pretty much, or do you have like this plan or something?
I rarely have a plan. If I get inspired, I feel like I'm wasting my time if I don't act on it.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to, if I feel inspired, I would feel really guilty if I just ignored it, because you can't like always predict when you're gonna get inspired, and sometimes you are getting inspired in really inconvenient times.
Like just before sleep, for instance?
Exactly. Oh, I do that all the time. Do you also?
Yeah.
I wake up and then I like try to write it down, and like lots of spelling mistakes, and or record it on my phone, and the next day I can barely hear what I did because I was half asleep. I do that all the time.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. One thing you can't do is leave it for tomorrow morning, or tomorrow whenever you wake up. It just can't happen.
so many times I've thought to myself, this is so good, I'm gonna remember for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I can forget this. And then the next morning I've just been like, what was I thinking? It was so good, and now I just wasted it.
It's not as bad because possibly we think it's brilliant, but maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like sometimes when I dream an idea and I actually wake myself up and like sing it and like, or like write it down, and it's something like me standing on the top of a mountain and I'm singing it and you can hear it like all over the city, and it's just like love. And then I wake up the next day and hear it, I'm like, shit, this is like really bad.
Like stuff you wrote when you were like 12 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think still my dreams help me a lot in my writing, like because you let go in your dreams and you can't really control your thoughts. And because during your life when you're awake, you always, if you start thinking about something that's not comfortable, you can manipulate yourself to not think about it. And so I think in dreams they like tell you what's really going on. And
that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
So like I listen to my dreams a lot, and I have very vivid dreams like every night. I try not to tell them to other people because I know it's quite boring.
sometimes it is. Yeah, but sometimes it isn't. Come on. Like,
and then
something really weird happened, and we all turned to mud, and then we walked upside down. And are your dreams more real then? This is totally off track. This interview.
Okay.
I have stuff planned actually, but has nothing.
I got a boxer, he's living in my ears and he hits the drum. Playing by ear, I got a boxer, he's living in my ears and he hits the drum. Is that weird? My boxer, he's living in my ears and he hits the drum. It's maybe like weird.
Do you feel that sometimes what you dream while you're awake is more imaginative than what you dream while you're asleep? Like your dreams are more real than actually what you think while you're awake?
I definitely think that my dreams, I can almost always tell why I'm dreaming what I'm dreaming. Like when I wake up, I'm almost always like, well, that totally makes sense if I just call that cat my friend's name.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's always some kind of logic to it. Like dreaming is just like a really clever way for your mind to tell you things that you don't want to hear.
Sure. Is it like the dump or something? The memory dump or something?
Totally.
I got a boxer, he's living in my ears and he hits the drum. Playing by ear, I got a boxer, he's living in my ears and he...
We're so good at suppressing feelings that we don't want to have, or like memories we don't want to confront ourselves with, and you know, because most people just want to be happy. Like we have different ways of getting there, but we all want to feel good, you know, so we try to push all the sad things away.
How many days and nights will come and go?
Is a Renaissance girl a willing position, or is it like something that's forced upon you, really? Or both, or neither?
I wanted to write a song called Renaissance Girls because there wasn't a term called Renaissance Girls, only Renaissance men, which are men who are really good at a lot of things at once. And I just feel like as a woman living in 2014, there's a lot of roles you also have to fit in, as well as for men. I'm just often very critical of myself. I expect myself to be like, have a great career, be like a perfect friend, like have contact with my grandmother and write a postcard every time I go traveling, like be able to like do the housewife things, but also be like a feminist, and like you want to fill out all the roles at once, you know? So it's like this weird battle between like making others satisfied but also paving your own way, like and figuring out like I just want to be my own Renaissance girl. I want to be somebody who just like follow my own ideas.
crossover question: if you put a cherry on top of a Renaissance girl, will she bake a cake?
I think she'll probably do like this and then like and then eat it.